up, internet land? It's me, Wade England, also known as the Electric Pirate. Just want to tell you a few things, give you some news. I'm about to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to call it Adventures of the Electric Pirate. So basically what it's going to be, I'm going to have about 3 different shows on it, and hopefully try to do them maybe weekly, something like that. The first idea I have, I'm going to bring back my cooking show. My original one that was on the cable channel was called Come On In My Kitchen. This one's going to be a little bit different concept. It's going to be called Cooking with a Pirate. So basically it's going to be me cooking with a guest, asking questions, an interview type deal. We'll cook together, we'll talk, and at the end we'll eat the meal. Then I'm also going to have one called Picking with the Pirate, where it will be more focused on guitars, music, still have a guest, do some questions, maybe review some stuff, or just talk about their guitars, my guitars, tone, real guitar nerdy stuff. And then the final one I'm going to have is just going to be a show where I can review some of my guitars, talk to you about the modifications. Maybe if you've got something you want reviewed, maybe we can do that. Basically just anything to do with guitars, bass, amps, music in general. And the cool one about that, we're going to do that one first. I'm going to do a little collab with my bandmate, Captain Dean. And as most of you probably know, if you don't, he's got a show called The Captain Dean Show on YouTube, where he basically breaks down his gear, where he's modded it, kind of walks you through the things he does. He paints them, he mods the pickups, sets them up, different things like that. But anyways, the first little project we're going to do together is going to involve this guitar. This started as a Fender American Professional Tele. Normally they come with a white pick guard, with a humbucker, different pickup. But I didn't hate this guitar, but I hated the way it looked. It was plain, so I turned it into an Esquire, which if you don't know, that means it has one pickup. The little switch here in the down position is basically the pickup straight to the output. Volume works, tone does nothing. In the middle, volume works, tone works, and in the upper position, it's kind of like a cocked wah sound, like a nasally type tone. So I put that electronics in it, put this pick guard on it, and then I changed this. This is a Seymour Duncan Red Devil Billy Gibbons pickup. It's pretty gnarly. But anyways, I still hated the color of it. I hated how it's so perfect, and I kind of wanted something kind of relic. And I know it's controversial. A lot of people hate relic guitars. I don't care. It's my guitar, so I'm going to do it. But anyways, I originally thought about buying a new body for it and just redoing it. And I thought, hey, wait, Dean can paint guitars. I bet he'll do it. So I talked to him. He's going to do it. He's going to film the process. I'm going to film the process of taking it apart. I also have some pictures to go with it of when I originally got it, what it looked like. We'll play it a little bit, let you hear the different tones and things. But I'm going to take this apart, give Dean the body, because I'm getting ready to be gone for a week. So no rush, Dean, but maybe you'll have it done when I get back. But anyways, he's going to film that, and then we're going to put it back together and see how it goes. So that's basically the premise of what I'm trying to do. So shortly in the future, I'll have some videos on, be on Facebook, we'll be on YouTube, all the social media platforms. And I'll put some links out so you can start following that, and maybe even comment on like some ideas that you would like, things you would like to see reviewed. And probably we'll go through some of my guitars, some of the mods that have been made to them. Just the things I like, just real guitar nerdy, geeky stuff to fill my day because I get bored. But anyways, so that's it. The next time you see this guitar, hopefully it'll have a really cool finish and it will look very different. So stay tuned. Okay, so before I take this guitar apart and give it to Captain Dean, I just want to give you a little tone demo of it, kind of explain what I was talking about, how I've made it into an Esquire. before we do that, I am playing through a Vox AC30. I think it's a CS1. It has a Celestion creamback speaker in it, and it's a little different circuit than a regular AC30. It has a master volume, treble, bass, gain, and it has reverb. So it doesn't have like the top boost circuit or any of that. Still a cool amp. I've got it pretty cranked up gain wise just because I like that sound. Again, like on the pickups, I love a regular Tele. I love the way they sound, but I play mostly Gibsons, so I kind of like to have something that kind of matches the output of these. Still sounds like a Tele, but like a hot rodded version. So like I said, I've got a Red Devil pickup in this. These are around the 16 to 17K output range, where a PAF is around the 7 to 8. And then I put this wiring harness in. So, and I'm not mic'd up. This is just off the phone. I just want to give you an idea before I took it apart. So volume tone, when it's in the bridge position, what would normally be the bridge position of a regular Tele, the tone does nothing. It goes straight to the volume, to the output. So you can kind of... Still got that Tele spank to it, but way more output. In the middle position, that introduces the tone knob. So even with the tone all the way up, you can still kind of tell it's not quite as bright. And then you've got tone. So that's that. And then in what would normally be the neck position is when it's got the cocked wah sound. Got that woman tone, kind of like that Clapton thing. And again, the tone does nothing. So no tone there. But anyways, I just wanted you to kind of hear it before I take it apart. It sounds good clean too. I just don't use a whole lot of clean tones in the bands that I play in. So if you want to hear clean tones, maybe I'll do a clean tone for you when I get it put back together. So anyways, we're going to start taking this apart, take the neck off, take the electronics out. I'm just going to take Dean, just the body. I want to get it as close to ready for him as I can. He will go through and probably scuff the paint, sand it up a little bit, paint it. About the only thing I know what he's going to do, what I think he's going to do, I did give him some, I think it's like a Sonic Blue type color of paint that I got from a friend of mine, and I was gifted it, and I just kind of had it sitting around, and so Dean was painting. I was like, here, man, just take this paint. Maybe you'll use it on something. And so I asked him, do you still have that paint? He said yes. So I think the idea I gave him was paint it like that, scuff it, relic it, maybe have some of this color still showing through. But I have no idea what Dean's going to do. He may decide, hey, I don't want to do that color. I just kind of told him, hey, run wild with it. So we'll do the video of me taking it apart so you can see that. And then the next time you see this guitar, I'll be handing, or not the guitar, just the body, I'll be handing that to Dean. And then it's all in his hands after that. I'm going to loosen the strings up just because it takes too long. And new guitar, new strings, right? So I'm just going to clip those, get them out of the way. Just take the neck off. I have nothing better to do today, so why not? So the neck is apart. I could be super anal and like put them in styrofoam or something. Who cares? Yes, I do have my soldering iron heated up. While I'm here. All right, so what we have left to do now, we've got to take these two off. We're going to have to do some unsoldering because the pickup goes through a little hole in there and attaches to this. So we've got to unhook the hot wire and the ground wire for that. And then also this little ground wire here that we took the screw out. We're going to have to undo that too so that we can pull it back through because this little clip is not going to fit through that hole. And then here we have the input. So these are the old school inputs. If I take this nut off, the input should just fall right through that. And the way that these work, this just pops right out. It's got this little metal thing in there that's stuck. I'm not going to take that out because if Dean gets paint on it, it's not a big deal. But I don't remove that because if I do, then I have to go back and get it to the right place to put that back in. So we'll leave that in there. Let's pop these two screws out for the control plate because it comes right out because we unscrewed that. Then there. So then we've got the pickup, the hot wire that goes here. Off there. So that's all the soldering we have to, or unsoldering we have to do. We do have this little ground wire again. So you've got, it's grounded at 2 spots. Then we got 4 little screws here, or well, large screws actually. So there's that. Then the only other thing left to do, that came out of the input jack. So the only other thing left to do, you've got these little string ferrules, I think that's what they're called. You got to pop those out. Sometimes they'll just fall out, but these are in pretty good. So I've got this little Gibson multi-tool. So I'm going to try to find one that's big enough to fit through the little hole on the front and just push those out. There we go. So all the ferrules are out now. So this is ready for Dean to do his thing. It's got the little, take that out, who cares? He's going to paint over that anyways. But yeah, so he'll rough that up. And the next time I see it, hopefully it will be the coolest Tele body ever. Look, it's Captain Dean. The famous Captain Dean. We're here today dropping this guitar body off.
Hey,
right there.
Don't let anybody see this.
Paint it up real nice for me.
First thing I'm going to do is pour some gasoline on it, light it on fire, throw it down the road, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Next time you see this guitar, it will be beautifully ugly.
I'm going to put a ukulele neck on it, cut this part off, burn it.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's make a plan.
I'm going to New Orleans.
All right, peace out.
All right, bye.
so I got started on the Telecaster. I had scuffed it up, I painted it white. I started to do a little bit of the areas that I was going to focus on for doing the relicing type thing. And so I had the white paint on it. I let that sit for a couple of days. I sanded that down just a little bit to scruff it up a little bit. And then I painted it this Sonic blue, and it was this paint can that Wade had given me like a year ago. And I don't know where it came from. I don't even know how long he had it or the person that sent it to him had it. But it seemed like it was really old. And it was taped shut, but the paint was like half empty. So it had been used at one point or another. So anyway, I painted it blue. It bubbled, it cracked, it looked terrible. It didn't take. So I ended up sanding it down last night. You can see what color that blue was, which was very nice, but certain areas around the whole body just kind of peeled up and looked terrible. So it was not usable. So I texted Wade and said, we can go back to the drawing board. You can pick another color, you know, whatever you want to do. The Sonic blue and the white underneath relicing theory isn't going to cut it on this one. I could have gone to the store and bought another light blue can of a different brand and tried that route, but he decided to go with a different color. So this is where I'm at currently on this guitar. I got all that painted, sanded off, and so it's back down to being rough and ready for finishing again. So I'm back to the white base coat, and then after that we will pick a top color to go with, and once I start the relicing process, it'll get clear coated from there, and hopefully I'll have this back in Wade's hands in at least a couple of weeks or so. So there you go, there's your update on the Telecaster.
Okay, this is the color that Wade ended up going with. It is coral. I use this Rust-Oleum 2x cover. I use this on a lot of my bass guitars lately, and it works really good. There you go. That was a thin coat of white and 3 coats of coral that pile up on top of each other. So now it's one smooth surface of coral. I'm going to let that sit for a couple of days, and then I'll get on the process of doing the relicing, which is really cool because it looks really pretty now, and then I just basically fuck it up with sandpaper and razors.
you go. I have finished Wade's Telecaster. This is the color he chose. He wanted some white paint underneath, along with the original color, which was that TV yellow kind of look to it. And by blending all of that together and scuffing it up real good, doing various things with an X-Acto knife and some sandpaper, this is the end result. So Wade has been sent all of the photos to be updated. He's seen the process from beginning to end, and I've been given 2 thumbs up, and this will be returned to him probably tomorrow. And then the rest of the video will be Wade putting it back together and playing it. So my work here is done. Here is your Telecaster, and can't wait to see it put back together. Hey Wade.
Hold on. Shit. Where's the... It's a Saturday in Bowling Green. I have come to meet my good friend, Captain Dean.
Good friend, I'm your bandmate, you piece of shit.
Wow. See how I get your... Well, apparently this YouTube channel is going to have cursing on it.
Supposed to say,
Which
he's
is
my
okay.
brother, he's my bandmate.
He's my brother from another mother. I love him. But anyways, he has this guitar. We're about to go see it for the first time.
Over here.
Let me help you. I'll
Hold that door. Look at that. Look at this little passenger I had in the back.
Gotta get the coat hanger.
Yeah, you get the coat hanger.
Look at that.
And now it has changed hands. Now, if you want to throw it down and drop it, you can do
I
that.
can. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that don't look near as shiny as it did in the pictures. But yeah, it does.
It's got some gloss, but you know.
God, it looks like I ate.
You can take some steel
Looks like I
wool,
took a bite out of that.
but like this is kind of deep. So if you wanted to like scuff on that with some light sanding or something, that way
You take the neck pocket?
Oh, that's just tape.
Yeah,
So
good. I
that'll-
was hoping that.
Yeah, that'll just pop out.
Look at that.
Are you happy?
Yeah, hold it so I can get what I need to get. Look at
You gotta go sideways.
that. I'll fix it in editing. Yep.
That'll be $500.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, the next time you see this, it'll be at my house. I'll be putting it together.
The collab video.
And we're going to keep the coat hanger just because.
Yeah, you can use that for a future project. Well, there you go, buddy.
Stay tuned.
It looks good on you. Look how good it looks on him.
I forgot to finish
No, it's
up.
okay. I'm
I
filming
can
it.
fix it.
Maybe.
No, I can fix it. It'll just be one of those where it's got black strips on the side. Yeah, that's cool shit.
All right, the collab video the world was waiting for.
We're gonna be famous.
Maybe
Facebook famous.
one day.
Internet famous.
Right
Worldwide.
Right at the end of our prime.
Yeah.
Well, there you
We'll
go.
get famous and then die the next day.
Have fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll be looking forward to your videos, and we'll go from there.
Damn right you will.
Peace out.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's a Saturday in Bowling Green. I have come to meet my good friend, Captain Dean.
Good friend of your bandmate, you piece of shit.
Wow. See how I get your... Well, apparently this YouTube channel is going to have cursing on it,
Just say,
which
he's
is
my
okay.
brother, he's my bandmate.
He's my brother from another mother. I love him. But anyways, he has this guitar. We're about to go see it for the first time. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, the Electric Pirate. It has been roughly 3 weeks since I dropped my Telecaster body off with Captain Dean to have it repainted. Yesterday, I got it back. I am very pleased with it, to say the least. Look at this thing. He's got it all reliced up. We did do a different color because the paint I had was no good. I originally said it was going to be like a Sonic Blue. I'm way happier with this color. This is awesome. The only thing that's a little weird about it is glossy, which it looks really good, but I decided that I want it to be more like a satin color. So I'll give you a little look at it here real quick. He got all the little nuances right. I sent him a picture of what I wanted it to look like, kind of an example. And he went a step beyond. He looked at me playing guitar pictures and got like where the wear would actually be, where my pick would be hitting it, where my arm would be. So that's really cool. But if you'll see the back, I don't know if you can tell it on the video, but last night I took some 1000 grit wet sandpaper and kind of sanded this side of it to get it more of a satin look. So I'm going to do that before I put it back together. But the next time you see this, I'll be putting it back together, and then once I get it together, we'll give it a little run through the amp here and see how it sounds. Cool. All right, y'all. I've got this guitar body laid out on the table. Got a dog dish, or cat dish, whatever you want to call it, with a little bit of soapy water. I'm going to be using this 1000 grit wet dry sandpaper, and I'm just going to get it wet, I just want to knock the shine off of it, kind of give it more of this satin feel. And there's a couple little, they call them orange peel spots in the painting world. And this will kind of just knock that down a little bit, get it to where it has a satin look to it. And probably like any of these little high spots, like there's a few where Dean had went in and scratched it, and when the paint was on it, it had a little paint build up. So that'll kind of just knock that down. I'll do the same thing to this side. I'm going to try not to hit these spots too much, because the cool thing about where he clear coated that, it makes the wood look a little darker, because on a real guitar, or on a true worn guitar, the wood would be a little bit darker. And I actually may hit that a little bit just to kind of make the finish a little thinner. That way it'll wear a little more. And I know some of you don't like relic guitars and people hate them or people love them. I love them, especially on a Tele. I feel like a Tele needs to look like it's been beat to death. Any Fender guitar for that matter, because you could, don't get me wrong, I love Gibson guitars. They're my main go-to thing. But if you breathe on a Gibson wrong, the neck's going to break. You can take a Fender and throw it across a stage, or, take it to a gig without a case. Not that I would do that, but you can. I mean, they're workhorses. They are what they are. Again, I'm a Gibson guy. I love Gibsons. But, like I said, you breathe on a Gibson the wrong way, you knock it off a stand, something lands on the case gets jarred, no telling what'll happen to it. You may have to put a new neck on it or get it repaired. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and sand this. Not really going to say much. We'll probably kind of fast forward through most of this. But I just wanted to film the process of kind of doing it. I may or may not talk while I do it. But anyways, you'll get the picture. I got my little towel here. I put down a pillowcase so I don't get my table wet, which I actually already have, because the first thing I put out here was a little plastic bowl. And it had a hole in it, so the table's wet anyway. So at this point, it doesn't really matter. But you just kind of, go in circular motion a little bit. I think I'm shaking the camera a bit. But just kind of take it easy at it and just go. And you can kind of feel it while you're doing it. Like this side where I've already done is really smooth. You can feel kind of the grit on it over here, where the orange peel is, or the little imperfections. This will knock it down. So anyways, after I get this done, then we'll start putting it back together. But I'll give you a shot after it's done, just so you can see what it turned out to be. Alright, as you guys can see, I've kind of got the back finished for the most part. There's still a couple little spots here and there that I see that I don't really like. You kind of see some of the gloss still left because of the way it's got some indentions in it and stuff. So like those spots, I'll just go back over and hit them, you know, a little bit. And it's just a matter of preference. There's just a couple of things on there that I saw that aren't really what I want to see. So, but once I do that, then, you know, just go through and wipe it off. When I'm wiping it, it looks like it's streaked up, but it's just where I've been sanding it, and it's all the dust and everything. So when I'm done, I'll go back and spray it with like some guitar cleaner, clean it off, and see what it looks like. I also did around the edges here a little bit, but you can see the difference. I don't know if the camera shows it very well, but you can see how it kind of knocked the sheen off of that, and on the front it's real still glossy. I will say this, Dean did an excellent job. Even with the glossy part like this, it's super cool. I just prefer it to have a dull satin look. To me, that makes it look a little bit older. I feel like it'll wear a little bit more naturally too. And here's the other thing too. I know a lot of you people that are going to be watching this video, a lot of you guitar players and guitar snobs, you can be like, you ruined that guitar body, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you don't like it, then go watch something else. This is not for people who don't like relics. I like it. Like when I got this guitar, I love the guitar, but the color is just like, it was bland, boring. It was perfect. It looked like something other people would have. I don't like my guitars to look like something other people would have. I don't like anything I have to be something like somebody else has. I like original things that look like that to me. So, you know, I'll go back and finish the front of it, get all the sides knocked down, and then we'll clean it up really nice. And once I've got it looking like I want it to look, I'll go back and start putting it together. And I suppose we'll play it also. You already heard it once in the beginning of this video, but we'll do a little more playing on it. Again, some of the guitar snobs or nerds or geeks. I mean, I guess I'm a guitar nerd, but you know, some people are snobby about that. Oh, well, you'll be able to hear the difference because it's a different finish and this and that, and the paint's different. Horse shit to me. I mean, I guess maybe somebody like Joe Bonamassa or somebody like that might be able to hear the difference, but I can't. And the average person that's sitting in the front row or sitting out there listening to you can't hear the difference. And honestly, from 5 feet away, probably couldn't tell the difference if this was a really played like that, or, you know, was aged, or like was an old guitar. I mean, you can, once you get up close to them, I can tell the difference. But even like some of Dean's basses, you know, to me, they look actually like somebody played it and made it look that way. And it's all about art too. I mean, it's a piece of artwork to me. I know some people say, well, it looks like a beat up guitar. Yeah, it does, but it's cool. It has a vibe to it. And, but you know, like the different sounds. And not to pick on Joe Bonamassa, because I watched a video of him and he was playing a 58, I think, that was worth $400,000, let's say. And he had a 2021, same reissue kind of deal, and he played both of them. I couldn't hear the difference. There might be a little nuance here and there, and he said, even himself, he's like, is there $398,000 worth of difference between those two guitars? Absolutely not. You can do the same thing with both of them. I do like the fact that he plays those guitars and they're not sitting in his closet somewhere. And if you can afford that, then more power to you. But if I had $400,000 extra dollars to spend on a guitar, I wouldn't have a guitar. I would buy a bunch of guitars. But that's my rant for the day. I'm rambling now. So I'll finish this guitar up, get it all sanded, wet sanded, everything dulled up, and then the next video or section of video you'll see, we'll be putting it together. Probably won't say a whole lot about it, and then we'll play it a little bit. But man, I can't say enough good about this guitar and how awesome of a job Dean did. So I will link him in this video so you can go watch his channel, and if you need something painted, he's a good, reliable, very well priced. It won't break the bank to do something like this. And And it's like every time he does one, I'm just like, wow, they just keep getting better. So I'm even sitting here thinking, like, what guitar can I have him just destroy next? That'll be cool. So anyways, the next video we'll be putting it back together. All right, we have finished with the wet sanding. I've cleaned it with some guitar polish. If you look at it, I got the edges, got the back, got all the orange peel out. There's still a couple spots here and there on the back. Not really worried about that. Kind of looks cool. It did end up taking a little more paint off there than I really meant to, but I think it looks pretty cool still. I really like the satin finish compared to the gloss. The gloss was cool, but the satin, it just looks better. So we're about ready to start putting it back together. I did want to point out this. Attention to detail. Dean did tape up the things that needed taped up, even in the cavities. The little, there was a little tag here. I don't even know what it is, but he taped that up so it wouldn't get painted over. And the most important thing, he taped up the neck pocket. When he sent me a picture of it, I was like, oh no, he painted the neck pocket. Excuse me, I can't speak. And I was like, man, it's not going to fit the same. And then one of the pictures, I saw the tape, so I was like, yes. So that way the neck will still fit like it fit before I took it apart. So just cool little details like that is why Dean is so cool. He's very anal like me. Just, you know, little stuff like that would bug me, you know about. Plus, still got all the markings from the factory and the date and all that. So that's really cool. But I think this thing is ready to be put back together. And man, I think it's going to look really cool. I thought about, originally it had a black pick guard on it. And I thought about a white one when we were going to do the Sonic blue color. But the more I look at this, I think the black one will go really cool with it. So we'll get the soldering iron out, get it heated up, get all the parts laid out, and then we will put it back together. Hopefully the paint in those holes will still be able to get the ferrules in there pretty easy. Tap them with a hammer or something. But man, it turned out so good. Like I'm just blown away by how it looks. It kind of went from, I always loved how the guitar sounded, always loved how it played, but man, I just hated that just bland, everyday, you know, Tele color. I mean, it'd been cool if it was like beat all to hell, maybe, but I've just never been a fan of a Tele unless it was like a sparkle or a metal flake or even pinstriped. I like my stuff pinstriped, which I might get this stripe, maybe a little striping down here. I don't know, but we're gonna put it together and see how it looks and give it a test spin. But man, I can't say enough good things about how Dean did on this. It's excellent. All right, we have everything laid out on the table here, getting ready to put this thing back together. There's not really an order that you have to do it in or whatever. Obviously it'd be easier to put the neck on last, that way I'm not over here fighting with the neck, turning around, hitting the camera and stuff. So probably what I'm going to start with are the little ferrules back here. I got the hammer out just in case I couldn't get these in, but it looks like they're popping in really easy, so that's cool. Won't have to beat the hell out of this thing to get them in. Just kind of starting from what I think is the easiest to what I think will be the most difficult. So the next thing I'm probably going to do is go ahead and put the bridge back on it, run the wire through. I did notice one thing when I took this apart, and when I was playing it before I took it apart, I noticed it was humming a little bit. Normally when you put these on, it did have two ground wires here. One coming from the body here, one coming from the body here. And then obviously the pickup is grounded. But normally on every Tele I've ever seen, there's a wire that where the bridge sits down here. Usually people put a wire through and leave that there so it's bridged to the so it's grounded to the bridge plate, excuse me, because I think that was what was causing it to hum, because if you would touch the controls, it would stop. So I don't think there was a ground on that, which is weird because most of the time Fender does that from the factory. And I did change the pickup, but there wasn't a ground there when I did it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there too, just in case. I don't know if it'll help or if it won't, but it can't hurt, right? So I'm just going to throw the little ground wires in here. Get all that done first. And we've got the little screws that go in there. We've got two of these, like I said. This one that goes to the body here, and then one that goes where the controls are. Not really sure why you would ground it to the body twice, but it was like that, so that's what I'm going to do. That one. And we'll get this one. And I'm going to save all the soldering part for the end. I just want to get everything back together. And then all I have to do is solder the controls in there. Or solder the wires in there. So there's those two. And like I said, I'm going to take this one, even though it wasn't there before. I'm going to throw it in there, that way I can ground it to the controls also. This is always the fun part, trying to get all these wires back through the holes. Hey, look at that. It actually worked. So, like I said, when I put this down there, I'm gonna lay this wire in there to where the bridge plate will sit on that wire, and that way we're grounded to the bridge plate also, and hopefully that'll keep us from having that hum that we had earlier. And the cool thing is I was able to get all these screws out without having to move the saddles here, adjust the intonation, so there won't be any, there really won't be any setup to this once I get it back together, because nothing really changed. Get those nice and tight. So when I tighten these screws down, hopefully this wire will be under there, and that'll sandwich it between the body and this bridge plate. And that'll get rid of that little hum that we had earlier. Or it won't. I'll plug it back up and it'll still sound the same. And I've wasted my time with a wire. But if it does get rid of it, then I'll look like a genius, right? Okay, so that's there. Got all those wires. Might as well go ahead and get this pick guard on. That way we can see what everything's going to look like. And I do think the black pick guard is going to be cool with this. I was a little iffy about it, but now that I've got it on here, I think it's awesome. And we can still see all the holes and everything, so this is cool. Again, like I said before, originally this was a Tele, true Tele with a humbucker in the neck, but I didn't have any Esquires, and I've always wanted one, so I went ahead and made this one with no neck pickup and Esquire, which I think is really cool with all this beat up body and everything. Also, when I took this apart, I put everything in little separate Ziploc bags. That way I could keep up with it. And that way I didn't misplace screws. And I put the pick guard with the screws that went with it. Put the neck plate in there with it because the screws are different. And then the controls and stuff separate. That way I knew where everything was. Alright. Yeah, that's sexy. Very cool. Then we have the strap locks, strap buttons, whatever. Strap lock, strap buttons. Pop those in there. Normally, if I was doing this, I would pop a toothpick and some wood glue in the hole. But I'd already done that before I took it apart. So the holes should be fine and these should hold in there. A lot of times when you've got the factory ones, the screw hole will be a little bit bigger on the factory screws than what they are on these strap lock buttons. And I always use that little toothpick hack to get that fixed. But yeah, these are tight. That one. I'm super excited to get this thing back together. Again, huge shout out to Dean for doing this for me. Of course, I think he enjoys this stuff as much as I do, probably more. I think he was happier that I wanted to do it because it gave him something to do. Alright, so those are there. Then the next thing we're going to do, again, this is one of the old vintage style. Earlier in the video I told you I wasn't going to take that out just because that way it's in the same spot it's supposed to be. It did get painted, but you're not going to see it, so who cares. Got this little washer thing. It's kind of like a lock washer that keeps the input jack from moving once it's in there. Now let's see if I can get my little nubs up in here to get it right. Not so worried about scratching the body, obviously, because it's already been scratched on purpose. This is the part where we'll probably use TV magic to make this look like I did it easier than what I did. Oh, actually, look at me go. And I did forget my little tool to put that back on, but if I can just get it started, then I'll go grab it. Yeah. So get that started in there. So we will tighten that up, and then I'll resolder all this stuff, and then we'll put the neck back on. So I'm not going to film all that because you get the gist of it. So we're just going to, the only thing we have to solder, we've got these 3 ground wires that'll go to the volume pot, and then we've got the hot wire for the pickup that'll go to the switch, and the ground wire that'll go to the pot. And then that'll be it, besides putting the neck on and getting it strung up. I'm not going to bore you with all that on the video because everybody's seen a guitar get strung before. Or if you haven't, you should know if you play guitar. We'll do a separate video on that someday. I'll show you the way that I do it. I'm very picky about the way things are, but man, this thing with that black pick guard, I really like it. So the next time you see this, we'll be all together. We'll run it through the amp, get some sounds. We'll see if that little trick I did, grounding the bridge onto that, see if that stopped that hum. But I think it looks really good, so when you see it again, it'll be all the way together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, put together. We'll call it the Dinocaster, maybe. I don't know. Really looks good with the black pickguard, I think. Got it all strung up, ready to go. Very cool. Let's take a look at the back. One thing I will probably do is age the back of the neck a little bit. Get that real fine sandpaper sanded a little. Maybe get the sealer that they put on it off. That way it'll get dirty looking. Never really cared what the neck looked like on them. I just like the bodies to look beat up. I think it looks super cool. You got the belt buckle rash right where it goes. Overall, man, I couldn't be happier with this thing. Probably went from just a Tele to my favorite Tele. So there it is. We'll plug it up in a few and give it the go through and see how it sounds. Okay, guys, guitar is back together. Man, this thing, again, I can't say enough good about it. How it turned out. Still sounds the same to me. Different paint, you know. We talked about that earlier. All you guitar snobs out there think that, I don't want to say that. Maybe you're not a snob. But a lot of people will say that they can hear the difference between nitro paint, a thin finish, a thick finish, all that stuff. I've never been able to tell much of a difference. To me, like a guitar feels how it feels. Some of them resonate more. Like I had an SG at one point that acoustically unplugged, it sounded killer. Sounded killer plugged up too, but they all just sound different, you know. And I've never been able to tell if it's paint. To me, like the pickup and the amp are the biggest thing, and in your hands. I can pick up any guitar and I'm gonna sound like I sound. It's just part of it. But man, this thing is so cool. The wear, which you can't really tell. Like if I stand up, this is how I would normally hold it. So that's where my arm would be hitting, and that's where my pick would be hitting. So he really nailed that. I think once I dulled the finish on it, that just knocked it out of the park. It was cool before, but once I knocked that shine off of it, man, it looks killer. It sounds killer. I am playing through my Vox AC30 CS1, which has a cream back in it. Like I said before, it's not the regular AC30. It doesn't have like a top boost and all that. It's just got bass, treble, volume, and gain, and reverb. Like I said, I run it pretty hot. We'll do a video on that amp so you can hear how it sounds clean and all that stuff. And we'll do another video on the guitar where we can go through clean tones and dirty tones. But I just want you to hear it once I've got it put together. That's the middle selection, which has the volume and the tone, so the tone works on that one. Like I said, this is a Esquire, so when I flip it down here, the tone does nothing. It's just straight pick up to the volume, volume to the output. Just a tad more spank to it than it does in the middle position. Then the neck, what normally would be the neck position, has got the little cocked wah sound. I can't remember exactly where I ordered these controls from. I'll have to look that up whenever I do a full video on the guitar, like on the sound of it. But anyways, it's got a certain kind of capacitor in it that makes it sound kind of gives it that woman tone a little bit. Which is very cool. But man, again, I can't say enough about this guitar. It's so cool. Not sure how good you can see it on the camera, but man, this thing is just, it's killer. Like I said, it went from being a guitar that I liked how it sounded, I liked how it played, I just hated how it looked, and now I'm just like, yep, that's the one. So this will make its debut on Halloween, this coming Friday, at AJ's. Here's a shameless plug. We'll be at AJ's place in Glasgow. 2 bands that I play in. My main original band, or not my band, our main original band, Trash Devils, will be closing the night. And then Mercury Boulevard will be in the middle. We do some covers, stuff like that. Cardinal Rose will be opening the show, which is Nate, who is our drummer in Trash Devils. It's his son, Gunnar, plays drums, so that'll be cool. So you can come out and see this if you want, or you can sit at home and be lame. It doesn't matter. But anyways, I really am happy with this guitar. I'm happy that this was the first video I did on the channel that I'm about to start. There'll be a lot of stuff coming. All these guitars behind me, we're going to talk about those. Like I said, I've got some a cooking show idea. I've got like an interview type thing we're going to do, and possibly Dean and I have been talking about doing a little thing called The Captain and the Pirate. It's kind of a podcast thing. Maybe we'll have some interviews. Maybe we'll just talk about random stuff. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you dig it. If you do, make sure you check out The Adventures of the Electric Pirate on Facebook. Check it out on YouTube. Subscribe to it. We'll have TikTok coming soon, Instagram, all that stuff. But thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.